All right, everybody. So, I cannot remember what I told you guys about this stuff or didn't tell you. But it's been over a year ago now. It was when we went down to Indiana and picked up the Colchester Mastiff 22-inch lathe. We made a trip around and went to C.W. Woods down in Cincinnati, Ohio, to get the parts lathes for that. And while I was talking to him on the phone, I said, hey, do you have any 10EE parts around? Because I was hunting for stuff for mine at the time. And he said, yeah. He said, if you want stuff, you better come get it. Because it's another one of those sad stories where it's, I think, a third or fourth generation company. And the demand for their kind of machinery, big, old, heavy American iron, is dwindling. They're scaling back, and he said, we just can't justify these warehouses full of stuff anymore. And they said they were clearing stuff out, and he said they used to part out a lot of 10EEs, and that they had a few parts left around, but they were about to find their way into a scrap hopper. So I went down there. He said, bring your checkbook. So I did, and I don't remember what I gave him. It was a few $100s or something. Anyway, I bought everything that they had there that they knew of that was 10EE. Now, I've never actually been all the way to the bottom of this crate. We got home, I was busy moving the Colchester lathe in, and about then, to be honest with you, I was getting burned out on the 10EE. I have a terrible, terrible weakness in that I go after stuff like 150%, and then I'm good for, I don't know, it varies, but a couple of weeks at most of that level of intensity, and then I'm burned out on something. Lots of my projects around here, I'll go great guns on them, and if they aren't done in 2 weeks, they get mothballed, not because I'm not interested in them, because I just kind of burn out on it, and then they'll sit there, and that's what's been happening with the 10EE. Wiggles and I put in so many hours cleaning it up, getting stuff ready, that I just kind of hit a point of, you know what, I need to not look at this for a while, and it's been sitting for a year or better. But anyways, I am all of a sudden back in the mood, and that's what happens to me. Call me a kook, whatever. I'll just all of a sudden wake up one day and be like, you know what, we're working on that. So that's where we're at. So I drug this in. I've literally never been to the bottom of this crate. And we're going to dig through here together and see what I've got. Now I can tell you the first thing on top here is one of the tube drives. Hey Riley, don't mess with that. Oh, this is awesome. I've got stuff I didn't know I had. I am so happy. I can't believe I brought this sooner. So that coil that I was asking for help in that short video, I see one of them right there. Like, anyways, dummy me. But so this is the basic control cluster minus the tubes. Those we actually pulled out. I had a guy that came and did some horse trading with me a while back. He has one of these tube drive ones, and I gave him the tubes. I have no idea if they were any good, but they're huge money for new ones. I wanted to just see them go somewhere they'd get used, so, and where they wouldn't get wrecked. So that, I don't think anything on that fits mine. Here is, nice, this is another one of the big rheostats. And I gotta say, I'm a little bit of a pack rat in that I don't like parting with stuff, but I also want to see you guys as machines keep running. If you see something as I'm digging things out of here, they're like, oh my gosh, that's the part that mine needs to be functional, go ahead and get a hold of me. We probably can work something out. So this is actually the 3 resistors that I'm currently trying to get, but unfortunately somebody ripped them out. They're trashed, but I have got those 3 coming. But it's just funny that there's some in here. It's going to really be hilarious if I find a set of good ones of those somewhere down here. Frankly, I forgot that I had this crate. Not sure. Some of these parts, okay, that looks like a clamp for a tailstock, if I had to guess. Not sure what that yoke is. Yeah, another rheostat. Let's lift that out of there a minute. So here's castings, covers, and this covers every generation of 10EE in existence. And then even, like, some of this stuff may not even be 10EE. We don't know. It was literally go grab stuff before it went in a scrap hopper in a panic mode. It looks like there's at least 3 of these dual variable resistors. So see another one in this box.
Here's one of them boxes
That's
that
interesting.
you can see
What
right
is
over there.
that?
That's a pump for some.
Looks like something with a broke off shaft. I'm really not sure what that is. I don't recognize that part.
Here's one of them boxes.
Yeah, this is what I was just geeking out about as we were talking here. So this has got a good looking coil. Oh, Wiggles is right. There's another one. We might luck out. Yeah, so this has me so excited because this is a really nice, clean looking box. Now the 3 resistors that I'm after are smoked, but this coil here is the one that I'm worried about, and this one looks fantastic. Oh, that makes me so relieved. And that's why I went and bought this stuff. I was like, you know what? We're buying it while it's available. So this is some kind of a cover with a filter screen in it. I don't know if it has anything to do with this. It's interesting. So this is another box that looks like mine, with the exception that it does not have those 3 resistors in it. So I'm not really sure. Yeah, it's got some other differences. This one is a different generation. I'm not sure which one it is. I'm not well enough informed on all the incarnations of the 10AA.
There's a lot of stuff here.
There's a 440 volt cover.
Oh, here's that start switch.
Yeah, there's a start button. You're correct.
And stop it.
Let's take a look at this stuff. I really want to see what all we've got here. Oh man, I need one of these. This is the cross-slide cover. Mine is broke, but this one is bent up. We'll see if we can straighten it. But all right, I'm gonna set that down there.
This has anything to do with any of the stuff. Right?
Okay, so we're starting to get down
For the bottom.
Oh, here's another box like mine. Oh, this makes me so happy. I like spare parts. And that's why I went and bought this stuff, guys. Is if you're going to own old machines, then you better own a lot of parts for old machines. Now this one has got those 3 resistors in it, and while they are a little green, they're intact. I think Wiggles and I are going to be pulling some resistors and putting them in tonight, guys. Like I feel like we've got to see if that's going to do the trick. So this is the back cover. Here's a pulley for the belt drive side. That's a gearbox housing for the 2-speed gearbox. Various covers and hinge points, knobs and ends here.
Oh, look at Daddy. That's the part that one has a gauge on it.
Yeah, there's, we'll bring you guys over and show you, but there is, it looks like most or all of one head, and then a partially gutted one in here. And then there's another one of the, I believe this is one of the Reliance drive motors, so like the newer style drive motors. And then I'm seeing 1, 2, 3 of the coolant pumps in here. All right, so I'm pretty sure this is the later model drive motor. I believe this is Reliance brand. Oh, here's another one of these. Oh, nice. So this is some more of the 2-speed gearbox parts, which I'm happy to see any of that stuff that... Deal with it. There's that. At any rate, so there's that. So we've got a headstock here that appears to be pretty well gutted. It does have the tachometer in place. And then I've got, let's try lifting this off and over here. I do have one, looks like pretty well complete. Yeah, she turns. It's hard to say what kind of shape it's in inside, but we do have one pretty much complete headstock, which that's pretty cool all by itself to know that I do have possible options. I do not recognize that part. There's a lot of parts and pieces in here that I don't recognize.
These parts on the lathe.
Well, anyway, so these are another part that I don't know what these go to. My suspicion is they're like an auxiliary tray for production 10EEs or something, but I don't know.
I think I've seen those
Well,
parts over on
that is a fantastic collection of odds and ends. I think we're going to go see about yanking the resistors out of that box and putting them in and see if that fixes mine.
There it is.
All right, everybody. So, digging around in there, we found one intact set of these resistors. They look almost as green and crusty as the ones that were in here, but they ohm out. So, I am swapping it, and I did check, and this is the ones that came out. You can see they are cooked. Every single one of these is showing an open circuit. Even this one, this is the 200 ohm, and whatever's going on with it, it's gone inside too. Not every one of those is an open circuit. So, anyways, but shockingly, this entire set ohmed out and showed continuity. So we are doing a Hail Mary and putting this set in. I'm trying to be as gentle with them as I can because, like I say, they look almost as bad as those ones. So anyhow, and obviously new ones are still on their way, but if this works, then by golly, we get to play with our lathe a bit more. So at any rate, we are going to hook these all in and bring you guys back and show you, hopefully, a functioning lathe. But all right, here she goes. Time to see what happens. Motor generator engaged. Something's working better. By golly, she's spinning. Look at that, Wiggles. She's winging right along now. Accidentally grabbed the wrong knob. Don't stand in line with the belts in case one of these old belts blows. Look at that, guys. What do you think, Wiggles? Smooth, quiet. By golly, that set of resistors did the trick. We're singing along at 2,500 RPM. I want to kind of check out my brushes, make sure I don't have any crazy arcing going on or anything down here. Alright, let's take her up a notch. Alright, right now I've got the rheostat buried, and she's doing 3,200 RPM, so something's probably not adjusted quite right. I assume it ought to be going faster than that, but this is by far the best she's looked. Turn her down to 15. Alright, don't stand in line with the chuck because I'm going to shut it down. Sometimes chucks will spin themselves if they break pretty fast. That is nice. She is just snapping right to it. I am so ecstatic. This is just like, it really legit works. Try that out. It's a good question. Now that we're so there's turned all the way down. That's impressive. So smooth. It is. This is by far the coolest lathe we've ever had in this shop. Well, guys, I don't know what else we would play with tonight. I'm not really sure, like, say, what that coil does, but I haven't seen any smoke coming out of it, and the lathe seems to be functioning, so we're going to leave it alone for now. Yeah, we are operational. That bucket of parts just paid for its keep. Appears to have some dynamic braking function. I'm kind of curious how that works. So I hear something clicking. Let's go to off. Oh, okay. So this must be some kind of a braking relay there then. Very interesting. Got a little gunk on the pulleys that'll have to get worn off, but by golly, I love the way this thing starts and stops. Just zing, and away she goes. Alright, Wiggles, I guess you can shut her down. You know what this means? Next thing we're going to do is we're going to get this thing setting on the floor, get the covers back on it. It's ready to try cutting some metal. So cool. Alright, guys, well, you got to see one of the most exciting things we've had happen in quite a while. And like I mentioned, if one of you guys sees something in here, I mean, like, obviously, I don't need 3. This one, sees bent and trashed, but if somebody needs some parts, get a hold of me. A lot of this stuff doesn't even fit this one. I have got a line on another 10EE possibly right now, so there's a chance that I might be trying to fix another one, but I'm not stingy enough to tell you no if you've got a machine broke down and there's some part that I've got here that would fix a problem you've got. So at any rate, let's head home, Wiggles, and call it a night.